In this video, I want to share with you 50 Christmas t-shirt prompts that you can use for your merch on demand business to get some sales in this upcoming Q4. Hello everyone, my name is Mike. I'm a full-time print on demand seller. I make YouTube videos showing you how to make more money on merch on demand and other print on demand platforms. If you like this kind of content, you get any value out of this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and like the video. Now, before I share with you those 50 Christmas prompts, just want to do a quick sales update for merch on demand and for Etsy. So today is Wednesday, August 27th, 6:19 a.m. in the morning. I already got 2 sales. Yesterday was an okay day, did 36 sales, $89 in royalties. But the day before that, I had a really big day. I did 53 sales and $173 in royalties. So that was pretty cool to see. And that is going to put me at 1,097 sales for the month and about $3,000 in royalties. And then if we take a look at my ads, because people think that you can only get a lot of sales with ads, but here you're going to see that, out of the, 1,000, or let's just call it 1,100 sales, I've only gotten 151 orders from ads. So that means, I've gotten, if you do the math, almost 900 sales organically. And this is how much I have spent, $441 on ads. And if we open this up right here, we can see my A cost is actually pretty low at only 15%. If you know, that's pretty low. You want to be like under 25, so $14.96 is a really good A cost, at least in my opinion. So those are my stats for merch. And if we go ahead and take a look at Etsy, we're going to see that yesterday I did 3 sales, $65 in revenue. Looks like I sold a t-shirt, a PNG file, and then a hoodie, which was nice to see because hoodies have a really nice profit margin. I make probably maybe like 15, 20 bucks, just depends like kind of on the size and where it's being shipped to. But if we take a look at my monthly stats for Etsy, really nothing to brag about too much, not even $2,000 in revenue. And we're pretty much towards the end of the month. So nothing really to brag about there. But Q4 is right around the corner. And I've always done really well in Q4, doing like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in revenue a month. So hopefully that will continue, and hopefully it will be even more. Now, if you want to follow me on Instagram, where I post my daily sales for both merch on demand and Etsy, the link is in the description. I also post like gym pics, entrepreneur pics, family pics, just like my life down here in Mexico. I'm born and raised in Mill Valley, California, but I've been living in beautiful Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for the past 20 years. Alright, so we got Christmas coming up in about 3 months or so, and this is always a very big niche on merch on demand, one of the biggest holidays of the year. So I figured I would go ahead and make you guys some prompts that you can use for your merch on demand business. And if you want, you can purchase these prompts on my PayHip shop right here, 50 Christmas t-shirt prompts. I am running an end of the month sale, 50% off. So instead of paying 10 bucks, you can get it for only 5. And if you do decide to join my school my school community, you actually get these for free. So if you've been on the fence about joining my school community, maybe this might be something to kind of push you over the edge. You'll get the prompts for free. Let's go back to ideogram here and take a look at the prompts. So this first one I actually really like a lot. Feliz Navidad 2025, Juntos en Familia con Amor y Paz. One cool little pro tip that has worked well for me is just taking popular designs on merch on demand and just translating them into Spanish. And this one's really good because you got Feliz Navidad, Christmas coming up, and it's very specific for 2025 in Spanish. So, there's probably just going to be little competition. That's kind of been my secret for merch on demand, is finding those niches that are low in competition, that people are looking for. So good niche design right there. Next one is I run on coffee and Christmas cheer. So this is kind of a knockoff on the very popular design or phrase that says I run on coffee and Jesus, but instead of saying I run on coffee and Jesus, saying I run on coffee and Christmas cheer. Next one is be merry, be jolly, be kind. Pretty cool one with a nice little deer inside the K right there. Dead inside, but jolly as F. So this is another popular phrase where it says dead inside, but then you have the but, and you just switch out the word jolly for whatever the emotions that you're feeling. Here we have a nice cross niche one. We're cross niching Christmas or Santa with beer. So Dear Santa, just bring beer. And I saw a lot of these type of designs selling where you're cross niching Christmas with beer. So it might be something to take a look at. This was one of my favorite designs right here. It was this llama one. Fa la 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 llama. I just like the way the llama came out with the sunglasses. My first design ever on merch on demand was a llama with sunglasses, and actually got a couple sales. So I always kind of like these designs. cookie baking crew. I actually have a design like this that sells well every Christmas, uploaded about 4 years ago. Mine is more with like Christmas colors like green and red as the font color, but this could work well here. Here we have Santa golfing, so cross-niching Christmas with golf. I have a thing for gingers, so this is a play on words, basically, or double meaning, where a ginger is someone who has kind of like reddish hair, a redhead, and a gingerbread man, so it's kind of like double meaning. I have a thing for gingers. Reading is so much fun, so here's a play on words. Instead of saying reading is so much fun, it's reading is snow much fun, where you have the snowman reading a book. Here's another beer one. It's the most wonderful time for a beer. So instead of saying it's the most wonderful time of the year, it's saying it's the most wonderful time for a beer. I love a man with a beard. The beard niche is also a really good niche. Does really well during Father's Day. So here we're kind of cross-niching Christmas with the beard niche. This one is funny. I'm your present. So I think this one could work well for like couples, wives, husbands. So if you do upload this one, I would recommend using those type of keywords in your metadata, title, and description. No lift, no gift. This is one that I would wear at the gym. So here we got a muscular Santa Claus saying no lift, no gift, kind of like no pain, no gain. So Christmas cross niche with gym. Merry Cruisemas. So this is a good one right here where we're cross niching the cruise niche with Christmas. You can also like add in the year 2025. That will help make it more specific. Who needs Santa when you have Nana? So Nana is another way for saying grandma. Another good idea for this one right here is to say who needs Santa when you have abuela. You know, that's a good niche. Abuela means Spanish, and abuela means grandma in Spanish. So that could be a good idea right here. Teacher squad. So this is cross niching the Christmas niche with teacher. And just anytime you put the word squad after a niche, you know, it tends to sell well on Merch on Demand. And then the next one is going to be Christmas in Florida. So here we're cross-niching Christmas with the state of Florida. And you can get kind of creative here and think of other states that you can do this with. So the one that comes to my mind right away is going to be like Arizona. So instead of saying Christmas in Florida, you can do Christmas in Arizona. But instead of a palm tree, you can do like a cactus. You can also maybe do this with other states like California. But instead of using a plant, you can use like an animal like the bear, which is on the flag of California. So Christmas in California, and then you have the bear with some, you know, like Christmas lights on it. This one I also really like right here, stay jolly and groove on. So you got kind of like the hippie Santa with the groovy beard and the groovy text. Joyeux Noël, that's how you say Merry Christmas in French. So kind of like this one right here, where we're translating Merry Christmas, but in France you can also add in the year, kind of do something like this right here. But here we have the croissant with the Christmas lights. You know, that's a very famous, you know, pastry that they eat in France, the croissant. This one had me cracking up. What's cracking with the nutcracker? I put out for Santa, another funny one. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. This is a good one because it also could be scaled. You know, I've also seen this for like, I want a pony for Christmas. You just want to think of like animals that you would never have as like a pet, large animals. Here's another one with another animal one where you have the giraffe and the Christmas lights. Just a girl who loves gingerbread. So this is one of the all-time best phrases on merch. Just a girl who loves, and you just pop in the niche. So here we're using gingerbread. You could also do like Christmas. I'm thinking of just a girl who loves Santa. You know, this could be scaled out. Forced family fun. So this is a good one. This would probably do well for like selling in multiples. So you might get like 3-4 orders for this one for like all the cousins, all the brothers and sisters. Dear Santa, before I explain how much do you know, it looks like it says do you know twice here. So you just want to make sure you switch that up. My mistake there. Here we have a reindeer with the Christmas lights, and I saw this a bunch where you have these animals just like this. So you can take almost any animal, just ask ChatGPT, you know, what are some of the most popular animals, or if you want to think outside the box, you know, think of animals that are not too many people are going to be thinking about, you know, that are kind of lower in competition, or you can go with what's trending right now, like raccoons, gooses, capybaras. Those are kind of like the trending animals that I'm seeing trending as of late on Merch on Demand. Jesus is the reason for the season. So here we have Jesus cross niche with Christmas, and it's kind of got a little rhyming saying. I prefer Halloween. This is another funny one that I liked a lot. I'm trying to open it up to make it bigger. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So I prefer Halloween. So that's a Halloween one, cross niche with Christmas. Here's another animal one that I talked about, where you have the dog with Christmas lights. My favorite color is Christmas lights. Here we have Santa riding a T-Rex on a monster truck. Family Christmas cruise 2025, making lasting memories. On the naughty list and regret nothing. Funny Santa one. Merry Christmas with the gnomes, and this is kind of a generic one, just where you have the basic Merry Christmas phrase or saying. But what you can do is you can use this as a template, and if you want to add in like a different phrase, like maybe you want to do like a naughty list design but use the gnomes, you can just use this as the template basically. Mrs. Claus is another one that you can be scaled out a lot, where you can do like, you know, Mr. Claus, or you can just do like Nana Claus, Grandpa Claus, Grandma Claus. You can get creative with that. I saw a lot of those. Dear Santa, I Can Explain. That's a funny one. Cats for Everybody. Saw this one as well. You know, I think this is kind of like a knockoff of when Oprah said everybody gets a car. Here we got Dear Santa, my brother did it. Again, that can be scaled out. Dear Santa, my sister did it. My stepbrother did it. My cousin did it. My uncle did it. Don't Stop Believing. The way this Santa came out looked really nice with the sunglasses. Making a list. Checking it twice. So instead of saying making a list and checking it twice, it's a play on words where we're saying making a list, checking it twice. Occupational therapy. This one can also be scaled out. You can think of other, you know, professions that are, you know, described with acronyms. So, you know, definitely, you know, the nurse niche. So you can do like CNA, you know, RN, you know, just ask ChatGPT what are some popular professions in the nurse and teacher niche that are described with acronyms. Believe. Here you got one talking about believing in Santa. Skibby Dibby Rizmas. Riz has been very popular over the past year. Here we got Santa Claus blowing a gum bubble. Another golf one, cross niche golf with Christmas. A family Christmas 2025, making lasting memories. This is my Christmas pajama shirt, and then Bro right here, which is another trending niche as of late. So those are the 50 prompts that I have for you. And again, if you want, you can go ahead and purchase them on my Pay Hip shop for only $5 for the end of the month. So if you're interested, check that out. And then also, if you're looking for a niche service, you might want to consider joining my school community. I put out niches and prompts every day for both Merch on Demand and Etsy. And if you do decide to sign up today, you will get those prompts for free. So if you're interested in that, check it out. You can watch this video. It talks kind of more about like what who my school community is for and what you receive as a school member. All right, so that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Adios.